Okay everyone, this is phase 2 of the Advanced Best Shape Challenge, and this is where we introduce cardio. Why didn't I introduce it at the beginning? Because I wanted you to get your mind on board. I wanted you to get engaged and start learning how to lift properly. If I start throwing too many things at you, it's going to be too challenging. Not only that, but we want you to start building lean muscle right at the get-go. When we start doing cardio at the same time, the body's a little bit confused. What should I do first? It's really hard for the body to learn to do two things, especially opposing things at the same time. Now, I know that may sound like I'm contradicting all the science and all the literature out there, but it's absolutely true. And I need you guys to stay focused, and I want you to start looking at cleaning up your eating and getting your training in line. Get those two biggies on the way, and then in phase 2 I can add cardio in. You're not going to challenge your fat loss without having cardio for the first few weeks. In fact, it's going to be enhanced. When it comes to cardio, especially at this level, the advanced level, what I find, most people do too much. At the beginner level, most people do too much. You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, how I feel about cardio, how it's been used and abused, how women, when they come into the weight room, a lot of them go to the machines instead of lifting weights. And all you're going to do is pull that lovely, precious muscle off, because without weight training, the body cannot hold on to that muscle. It's going to draw the muscle off your body when you're doing cardio in absence of weight training. So as long as you're training at least 3 days a week, you're fine. You can add your cardio in. So the next question is, what kind of cardio do we do? We can shake it up in the phases coming up. We're going to show you some sprint cardio as well. For now, the two basics and the granddaddies of them all are the LSD, the long slow distance, and the HIIT, the high intensity interval training. Now, I know most of you guys have applied these, so we're going to work them into our program. Long slow distance is basically where you stay at a pace and you make sure you're in your fat burning zone and you stay there for longer periods of time. When do we do this? We do this on days off. We do this when we want a longer cardio phase. We do it first AM in the morning, which, by the way, is the best time to do your cardio on an empty stomach if you can handle it, because there's no sugar, no glycogen in your body at all. The body has to go directly into the fat stores and release it. So if you can wake up and you can have your coffee or whatever and you jump on your machine, or you go out for a 15 to 20 minute run, that is a bonus. The other time we do cardio for fat loss is after our workout, remember, because again, our system is empty, and 2 to 3 hours after eating. Now, obviously, if you're using cardio because you want to run a marathon, you want to do it first, because we're using cardio for a different means to an end. But in the challenge and other programs I do, most women are using cardio for fat loss. The other reason, obviously, we do cardio is because we're trying to enhance our recuperative abilities. We're drawing the lactic acid and toxins out of our system. We're teaching our bodies how to use nutrients and how to use oxygen exchange better. So it's just helping the whole system work better. So what you need to do is find your resting heart rate. Now, you guys, in your package, you have the formulas there. This is different than most trainers teach. Most trainers teach 220 minus your age. We need to put your resting heart rate in there. And the reason for that is because the resting heart rate gives you a picture of your overall health, and it's very specific to you. So if your resting heart rate is 55 or if it's 80, you're going to have a very different fat burning zone to work within. So what we do is we work within the 70 to 85% generally. If you're very unhealthy or you've got health issues, you might even want to drop it down to 60%. A word of caution: if you're on blood pressure medication or any kind of medication that artificially lowers your heart rate, you cannot use this formula, because obviously it's going to be working against your medication, so you need to check with your doctor. Okay? So first thing in the morning, before you're moving around too much, certainly before coffee or food, get your resting heart rate. It usually is easy to find. You can either go up in here or you can use the old on the wrist, whatever works for you guys, but everybody should know how to take their heart rate rate anyways. And what I usually do is take it for a minimum of 30 seconds, because if you take it for 10 seconds and times it by 6, it's just not as succinct as if you did it for 30 seconds or even a full minute. So you want a full minute to know what your resting heart rate is. From there, you plop it into the formula that I gave you in your package. So you're using your age and your resting heart rate at the 70 and then the 85% level, okay? So with long slow distance, you want to make sure that you're above the low level, which is usually it's usually for most women above 130 beats per minute. So that's kind of a general all round. I don't see many women below that unless they have some heart issues or something's going on. Then the upper level is what we use for the high intensity interval training. This is the sprint training, okay? This is where we go for 30 seconds to a minute at the baseline of where we know we're supposed to be, around 130, 140 beats. Then we pop it up for 30 seconds to a minute. If you guys can do a minute, it's pretty good. It's tough. Now, when I say pop it up, I mean pop it up. You should not be able to talk. You should be gasping for air. It's when you go into the anaerobic, you're out of oxygen. This is the sprinter on the racetrack, okay? We've got the marathoner, which is the long, slow distance, and we've got the sprinter, which is the high intensity. 30 seconds to a minute, bring it down. You're going again for another few minutes down along the lower levels, up and down, up and down. Okay, so we're using both. On a leg day, I cannot do high intensity. It's way too taxing for me. On other days when I'm tired, the high intensity is too much, so I'm going to do the LSD. On my days off or on weekends, if I want to do a cardio session, I like the LSD because I can go longer, I can turn on the TV. It's just a nice zone out for me. So I've got it in your workout cards. I want you guys to play with it, okay? So this is what I mean. I'm just going to zoom out. I'm just in my home gym here, and this is my little elliptical machine here. So basically, what you can do, every machine is different. You guys need to find what you're comfortable with. Elliptical, Stairmaster are the two best, followed by bike and treadmill and rowing machine. So it's not about the piece of equipment, it's about the intensity, of course, that you put into it. So again, you're going to get used to knowing what intensity level you have to be at to get your heart rate. So you won't always have to do your heart rate when you're on here. You can just kind of come up and go, okay, I know I have to be on this machine. For me to hit my 134 beats per minute, I need to be at level 7 to 8. So I'm going to do a little warm up, and then I'm going to pop up, and this is my LSD. This is the pace that I need to do. So I'm at level 7 or 8. So this is it for me. So I'm staying here, it's the weekend, I'm going to do a nice 20-minute. I really enjoy it. Now I want to do a high intensity because I've just finished training, and I'm going to throw in a good 10 or 15 minutes high intensity. So I pop it up. Whoops. And I really pop it up. I can even run on this if I want to, but when you do pop it up, you're working, you should not be able to talk, okay? I'm up there for 30 seconds if I can, a minute if I'm brave. And then I bring it back down to my 134 beats per minute, okay? So, two things I want you to keep in mind. Please do not hang on. Now this one has the arms going, but I see, a lot of ellipticals or Stairmasters have the bars. I see so many women hanging on, or they're hanging on reverse hand as well, and they're just taking little steps. These should only be for balance. So I should be able to let go and know I have no weight on that at all. That is the key to any kind of machine. Women are wasting their time when they're leaning on the machine and when they're taking little steps, okay? I want you guys to take full steps. So make sure you're not leaning. Now, I can stop, I can check, and this heart is like pounding out of my jugular. So it's actually really easy to find my heart rate, and I can go, okay, I'm at level 8, I'm at 156 beats per minute. That's good for me. That is my target fat burning zone. So do the formula, find out where you're supposed to be, and make sure that you shake up your cardio with LSD and high intensity, because it's going to help your recovery, and it's going to dig deep into those muscles, and it's going to liberate those fat cells, and it's going to help you shed fat in conjunction with clean eating and consistent weight training. Remember though, if you're having trouble losing the weight, always look to your eating first. Most people jump on a cardio machine or they up the training and you're going to overtrain, or you're going to upset your immune system or your metabolism. Always look to your eating first, because we always underestimate how much we eat and overestimate how much we train. So grab your cardio package and try LSD and HIIT to shed the fat and start sculpting. Okay, have fun.